I think they've all meant so much to all of us. Just in practice, they're always communicating in our ear. Sometimes, especially for the freshmen and younger people, practice moves pretty fast sometimes, so they're always kind of helping everybody out on the sidelines. They just really do a lot of things that you don't see, just behind closed doors and whatnot. They're always there for us outside of practices, outside of the gym. So they've really grown on us and made really good relationships with us throughout my 4 years, especially. And I know Jess probably feels the same.
Yeah, I think just like Kat said, they do a lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes. But I think every day at practice, kind of like Kat said, they're just there. They're making sure that we're on track, making sure we're doing exactly what Coach wants. Because, there's nobody that knows more what Coach wants than they do. So I think they do a great job of making sure that we're doing all the little things. And then just being there for us to shoot with after practice, to talk to, yeah.
What did you guys know about Northridge?
Well, we know they're really dominant in the post position, 4 and 5. So I think this game for me and Jess definitely means a lot. They're their 2 leading scorers as 2 post players. So I think me and Jess are really going to have to do a good job at keeping them out, keeping them off the boards, and just playing hard.
Does the loss to Louisville, can you use that again as motivation like you did? Is it further away in your mind now as you prepare?
Yeah, I think that was definitely just motivation coming into these practices. But I think for us right now, it's just focused on the game we have tomorrow, because that's all we have right now. There's no looking back at what we did during the regular season. There's no looking forward. It's the game on Friday.
Fourth straight as the number 1 seed. This is your first. Even greater meaning.
Yeah, I think for me it's a great opportunity. It's a blessing to be at such a prestigious university and just have the opportunity to play in an NCAA tournament. So it's definitely not an opportunity I take lightly, and it's not something I'll take for granted.
Did you watch it last year? Was there frustration? Or?
Yeah, it's definitely hard anytime you're sitting at home watching teams that are still playing, so yeah.
Do you have some sentiments about, as you still have friends there, Nebraska made the tournament, of course, and making such improvement. Are you able to pay attention also?
For me, I'm just focused on, Notre Dame. This is my school now, so that's what I'm focused on. Great for them for making the tournament. No hard feelings there. That's my home school, so I'm happy for them. But for me, it's all Notre Dame.
Are you two aware that you are Coach McGraw's 2 favorites?
That's a lie.
I was not aware of that, but I thought it was Christina and I. So
I don't know. If we're 2 favorite to yell at, that may be true. I don't know.
Yeah, you've had a lot of amazing moments in your time at Notre Dame, and this year has certainly been an amazing progress. Talk about maybe 2 or 3 points this season that have been just popping in your mind as being really special.
Well, first and foremost, I think the Tennessee game really was a turning point for us, and something that when I think back about all the obstacles we've overcome, and I really think that was the one that really kind of hit home with everybody and let everyone know that, we're not out of this. So definitely that was a special moment for all of us. Another one was probably the selection show, getting that number 1 seed. A lot of people kind of counted us out, I think, and for us to get that number 1 seed with what we've overcome is just incredible for something like us to overcome.
The points must have been pretty good somewhere along the line, I would imagine.
Absolutely, it was, especially doing it in front of our home crowd, and my family was there, and it just really was something special just to be able to experience that with being at home and in front of my family.
This year, with the injury that you had coming into the season, you didn't know. How did take us through a little bit about your thought process and preparation going through getting to where you were comfortable again on the court?
I really wasn't sure at the beginning of the season. I was really upset after last season when I found I had to get surgery. It was supposed to be 4 months recovery, and it ended up being way longer than that. But, I just kind of kept my faith and just kept telling myself everything was going to work out how it was supposed to be. And, eventually it did. I just kept going to the trainer, getting rehab done, treatment. Excuse me. But, at one point, I was restricted in practices at the beginning of the season and even in games. And at one point I was just like, when are we going to just say I'm fine and just be able to go? Because at that point I feel like it was at a plateau. We weren't making progress. It wasn't getting worse. So at that point I think when my trainer allowed me just to kind of push through and do as much as I felt I could, I think that's really when I made my most progress.
Was that at a specific time early in the season?
I think it was around in December is when I kind of just started practicing full go and kind of doing everything I knew I could do and just playing through whatever.
Jessica, coming to this team and having somebody like that as a leader, what is she, how has she helped you here?
Yeah, I think Kat's a huge part of our team, and I think, as Coach says all the time, she's kind of the glue that holds us together. And you guys may not see that as much because you don't see what she does every day at practice, but she just does all the little things right. So for me to come in and just have somebody like Kat, who we play similar, oh my goodness, I can't talk, positions, but just have somebody to just talk to, and she was always there at the beginning kind of telling me where to go, and, I mean, she still does it. I think she's just a very important role to this team.
Was it during the Tennessee game that she brought up, and you looked at her because, Kat has played for Muffet for all these years, and when you started to make that comeback, talk a little bit about what it was like for you guys during that game when all of a sudden you started to believe and things like that.
Yeah, I think that game was very important for us. I think just looking at both her and Coco both played huge roles in that game. I think just the leadership that they brought during that game was really important for us to look up to. And I think then once we kind of got that momentum going, everyone was more comfortable just doing what they're capable of doing.
I think absolutely. It was just so irritating because, like I said, it was a plateau. It wasn't getting better. It wasn't getting worse. So I definitely think that push kind of helped in terms of I wasn't able to, especially in the summer, I was really looking forward to working out and doing all the little things that I wasn't necessarily able to do during the season last year with my ankle. So I was really looking forward to kind of working on, ball handling, being more of a guard, three-point shot, all that. So once I had that decision to kind of make if I needed to move forward or kind of stay where I was, I think it definitely helped internally to kind of realize and think about all that stuff that I wasn't able to work on, just to kind of push through and just say that I'm going to do this, and that's what I did.
You had about 2.5, maybe 3 hours to appreciate the chance to play here in Notre Dame. What was that whole experience like? I mean, I know how eager you were when you got here and then during the summer, and maybe just kept being found out on the day of our first game. What was that?
Yeah, I think just a lot of emotions. I think for everybody on the staff and in the compliance office, I think for us it was just kind of overwhelming emotions, just because we had put so much time into it, and just we didn't know at the end of the day what they were going to decide. So for me personally, to get cleared, it's just a blessing just to be out here and play with these girls this year, and to play for Coach McGraw. So it's definitely, again, something that I don't take for granted, just because I very easily could have had to sit out this year.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, great. Ladies, you guys can go
Thanks.
if you want. Questions for Coach McGraw?
Muffet, talk a little bit about your next opponent, what you've seen on film, what kind of scouting report you got.
They're a very impressive team. Their post play is phenomenal. They really like to throw the ball inside. Fluker is the best player in their conference. She's had a phenomenal year, averaging 19 and 12. She's somebody that can really change the game at both ends of the floor. And I think their other post, Boagny, really does a nice job of complementing her, and she can score as well. And Brooks had a great tournament. She made a lot of threes, so she's going to stretch us. It's a tough matchup for us. We have not probably seen this dominant of a post player in a long time, so it will be a challenge for us to match up with them.
Coach, how important was the period of time program's going to tell everything?
Yeah, I wish I had stock in the ice concession. I think we definitely spent a lot of time in the training room and weren't able to go home because we were still in class. So they did a lot of rehabbing last week. Got some rest mentally and physically. I think we needed the break. Got a couple practices in, but mostly we just took time off to really try to get better.
Maybe you asked this, and my apologies if so, but obviously this far again. Is it satisfying for you and the girls being that you were able to overcome so much?
It really is rewarding. I think this more so than any other season just because of what we've been through. We came into the season hoping that Brianna Turner would be with us, and then when she wasn't ready, we didn't want to really risk that. So, and then we started losing a couple other players. But, we have really good players. The ones we have are really talented, and we were able to just really face the adversity and handle it. We got knocked down a couple times, but we got back up. We continued to play as a team. I think our goals never changed. We didn't waver in what we wanted to do. There definitely were some moments when we wondered if it was going to happen, but to come out at the end, regular season champs again, and a number one seed, I don't think I could ask any more of a group of girls.
As you tried to kind of reinvent yourself, was it a process, or was there sort of one moment where you got this?
It was gradual depending on who we lost. When we lost the point guard, that was the big blow. That one hurt because Jackie Young really has had no experience at the point, and she's really doing a great job there. Marina, of course, already was having to carry some of that load, but it's been a struggle for her to figure things out. And she had to sacrifice a lot of her game. So I think we definitely have done different things. The zone has been good for us. I think that was something that we really had to rely on. And I think the commitment to defense that they finally made, I think, is what changed our season.
Well, I'm here covering South Dakota State. Played there a couple of years ago and grabbed the mic over the shoulder to the crowd.
Yeah.
Could you talk about the respect that they now have?
Well, I think they're a team that nobody wants to play. I think they're a great team. They're very well coached. I love their fans. That was a tremendous environment and atmosphere for a women's basketball game. They are very unselfish. They are hard to guard because they have so many weapons. And they're a team that when you look in the national rankings and they started listing the mid-majors, they're a team that's always going to be there. You expect them to be in the NCAA tournament every year. He's done a remarkable job there. Yeah, that's another team nobody wants to play. Villanova definitely will set a pace, and I think South Dakota State has some similar style, but they play definitely at a faster pace, as does everyone in the country, than Villanova. But that'll be an interesting test of styles. I think I have the best staff in the country. They are phenomenal. They've been with me a long time. Having played for me, with two of them really helps the relationship what they have with the players because they can really understand what it's like to play for me. And they are working extremely hard. I mean, they have probably watched 8 or 9 games of their scout team. They're very thorough, detailed. They can get it across to the players. We never look ahead, so the team doesn't know anything about anything but the first game that we're playing. But they're, of course, doing all the behind-the-scenes work to get us prepared for the next game.
Who else? Anybody else? Any more questions?
Just to make sure, everybody, the
Yeah, they're all ready to go.